Cuba been a support Jamaica. So right now we see the Prime Minister of Jamaica declared on behalf of the indigenous people of Jamaica and the indigenous people of Cuba that Jamaica will be supporting Cuba. So we hear the US a grumble. Them say them don't like that. And Jamaica is going to face sanctions or whatever consequences them say might come. Jamaican people ready for anything at all. The original indigenous people of Jamaica and Cuba prepared and standing on their feet, because when I go see we brothers and sisters them next door suffer and no help them that can reach Jamaica at any given time. On the other hand, some people say Jamaica is on the mode of self-destruction. So Jamaica is self-destructing itself, so the Republic of Jamaica can formulate. But that is something what the people have to tell me about in the comment section. This is a Bantu Zulu from the People's Court. Remember, my people, we can reclaim our status as an indigenous West Indian at any given time when we're ready. Don't wait till it's too late. Free not dumb, this is a Bantu Zulu. Get ready for the digitalization of the corporation. Oh my gosh.
A lot of people take pride in saying they will never go back to Jamaica. But here's what they don't realize. Loving Jamaica does not require living in Jamaica. So for the people who love to say, I will never go back, like it's a thing, well, surprise, it's not a thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a Jamaican who lives abroad and has no intention of going back. None, zero. Because nationality is not a return ticket. It's an identity. You don't stop being Jamaican because you built life somewhere else. No. You don't lose your culture because your zip code changed. No. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing stability, safety, opportunity, or peace. Jamaicans abroad still send billions back home, still raise Jamaican children, still defend Jamaica in places Jamaicans aren't. You can love Jamaica without living in it. You can represent Jamaica without returning to it. Listen, Jamaica is not a place you must go back to. No, it's a people you never leave.
We're here to welcome them and to say how grateful we are to President Mahama and indeed to the government and people of the Republic of Ghana for their great generosity in ensuring that these 49 engineers and 5 members of the Medical Corps are here to support Jamaica in our recovery and indeed our reconstruction efforts. We are deeply grateful that this engagement is demonstrating the depth of the Ghana-Jamaica partnership that has continued to grow and has been long-standing even before we entered into diplomatic relations in 1968. Again, we express our gratitude to President Mahama, who answered positively and in such a prompt manner the request of Prime Minister Holness based on their conversation held only a few weeks ago. We know that there's much work to be done. Gentlemen, we welcome you with our hearts full of friendship, of fraternity and solidarity as we thank your President, the people of Ghana, and thank you for giving of your time and your skills and efforts to help the Jamaican people in our time of need. Welcome once more. Welcome. Welcome.
U.S. Congressman says Jamaica to face consequences after PM's Cuba statement. I'm not sure if you guys saw the clip. I think the statement was fair, considering that they've all been sort of avoiding making any comments about what's happening with the US and Cuba. So I was really surprised that he made such a statement. I'm obviously using PM because I'm Jamaican and I'm speaking to Jamaicans, so I want to but I could have used another president's or PM's post or story in some other news article, because what's happening is not only happening to ours, it's happening to others. I'm seeing where, is it Guatemala, had to send back the Cuban doctors. I am seeing I'm seeing so many people keeping their mouth shut. I'm seeing so many people keeping their mouth shut when it comes to Cuba. I know what's funny, when I was growing up, all I heard was good news about Cuba. Yes, in history class, you learned that in the 1960s, I think 1962, the US imposed a full embargo on Cuba. So it was financial, economical, and I think trading. I would have to go back and read a little bit more. But so because of that embargo, Cuba had to do what they had to do. They just had to do what they could do, which was, of course, expelling all the I guess U.S. officials and so on, and turning inwards. So fixing whatever cars they had, fixing whatever supermarkets they had, becoming friends with or their neighbors in the Caribbean and around the world. They've always been one to send aid and send help. Tourists go there every year and stuff like that. We've all loved Cuba. But now somebody comes into your house, and because they're fixing your roof, you need to not like your neighbor because they do not like your neighbor. So your neighbor who's been giving you a hand of banana every time in banana tree grow, you have a leak in your roof and somebody comes to fix it, and you're saying, hey, I can fix your roof if you stop talking to your neighbor because I don't like your neighbor. I don't like that they're giving everybody a hand of green banana. Why are they doing that? And that neighbor also has a leak roof, but they're choosing to fix it themselves. They're just keeping to themselves. It's just who they are. They're just staying over there doing their own thing. So the person fixing your roof doesn't like that, and because they don't like that, they might have to stop talking to that somebody there. And if your neighbor finds your neighbor is Cuba in this case. So if your neighbor finds somebody else who can help them fix their roof, your guy is going to go and put that roof business out of business because they do not want your neighbor to get any help, or they don't want him to survive unless the help is coming from them, which is crazy. We've always been helped. Natural disaster, emergency, war, they're always ready to help, even though they themselves really truly need the help. And now your neighbors are coming to, and now this person is coming to tell you that you cannot be friends with your neighbor and we should just all be okay and shut up. That's crazy to me, because I feel like if they're attacking your neighbor, they have the power. If they have the power to not help somebody financially and watch their economic crash, it means that they can do it to us too, and they can do it to your neighbor's neighbor. So why all of we in the Caribbean are just like band together and help Cuba? Venezuela was helping Cuba until the president got snatched. So now we feel like, obviously they want to be in Venezuela for their own gain, but also having a hand in Venezuela was a means to crash Cuba. It's crazy. You want him to bow down and lick the boot. Oh, and this is the society they want us to live and work and raise a family. When they're all making sure that the average people gets nothing. It's just, it's so much.
CARICOM governments and their political parties who actively involve themselves in the domestic and political affairs of member states. Their sister or brother parties cannot then expect that when we come together that we must hug up each other. When in the last election you sent your missives, you sent your people from your party to openly campaign against another political party. I'm sorry I have to share this, but it hurt me a lot when I saw what transpired within the last set of elections in the CARICOM. So CARICOM governments, if we are to hug up each other and cooperate, it cannot be that last week you sent your person down to St. Vincent or to Jamaica or to wherever, to Guyana. You sent your political persons, not technocrats. You sent them down to campaign. I don't think that is right, because today I will have to face you. We are not red and we are not yellow, we are not blue, we are not green. We are all CARICOM persons, and we must give that respect to every single one. And no leader here sitting would want another CARICOM head of state to send people to campaign in your domain. That should never happen.
What's up, beautiful and amazing people? My good people, in today's video, we will talk about Jamaica, So, in Jamaica, at the moment, a lot of things are happening. But yeah, we will talk about just like some few and specific topics. One of them being that the president of Ghana. Oh man, this guy is awesome. With the fact that many Jamaicans have always, identified themselves as Africans, there is this big, or is it tiny, country in West Africa that they can't really miss to mention, and that is Ghana. So with the fact that they have always been appreciating Ghana, the president said, you know what, we really need to partner with these people, health-wise, military-wise, education-wise, and that partnership means that teachers in Ghana can go and teach in Jamaica and vice versa. Teachers and doctors and nurses in Ghana can go to Jamaica and work, and the vice versa. The military also, and vice versa. And we've seen it actually in a video, not just like talking. We've seen it. We actually saw Ghanaians. We saw Ghanaian military personnel. We saw them going to Jamaica and to offer help to them. And it was beautiful, by the way. I just loved the fact that, the Black nations are working together, because there is nothing that can ever defeat unity. There is nothing that can ever defeat love. Togetherness is all that we always want here in Africa. And seeing that the two leaders are working together, it's one of the most beautiful and amazing things to do. So guys, later on in our video, we see this clip of, many people coming out and commenting about what the Prime Minister said, or rather commented about Cuba. He's standing with Cuba and America is not happy. And now Jamaicans are like, what? What are you saying, Mr. Prime Minister? Kindly don't actually give America the opportunity to come out and, start sanctioning us. And, it's all going to be a mess, a very big mess. So don't spoil the opportunity for us, Mr. Prime Minister, because the Americans, the leadership, I would say, was so mad, because according to them, they believe that the Prime Minister is kind of protecting the Cuban leaders. So the opposition leader in Trinidad came out and boldly attacked the Prime Minister of Jamaica because of one thing. The Prime Minister, you remember Trinidad and Tobago, they have been politically active, and there was a presidential, or is it Prime Minister election. So TNT actually, there are women that are also vying there. And the Prime Minister was like, not the Prime Minister, the opposition leader was like, it's really unfair that the JLP in Jamaica is actively involved with the politics of TNT. Why? Because at this point, they feel like JLP should be focusing on Jamaica, rebuilding Jamaica, especially after the bad hurricane that happened recently. But instead of focusing on Jamaica and Jamaicans, they are going to actively involve themselves in Trinidad and Tobago's politics, which does not make sense at all. So the opposition leader was like, no, just get out of here. We don't need you here. Yeah, we know that you are the leader of the CARICOM, the chairperson, but that does not give you the opportunity to come and rule us also. I think there was this guy that was actually telling Jamaicans abroad that there is no single day, no single hour, or no single minute that you'll ever be like, you know what, I'm not Jamaican and I'll never go back to Jamaica, because you being a resident of probably America, UK, does not actually mean that you'll never be back home. Yeah, you've gone there to hustle to make your life better, but it does not mean that Jamaica will never be home. No, Jamaica will forever be home. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. I feel so sleepy and tired. I'll see you.